Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today is just going to be a leg day at the new location. Right now I'm staying in Westminster with my boy, so we're going to be getting a Planet Fitness membership. Alright, that did not go as planned. It's literally 7 a.m. the next day, so we're going to do our 100 push-ups, and then, well, first we're going to splash cold water on our face, then we're going to do our 100 push-ups, and then we are going to go for a jog. Cold water on the face is amazing. Wakes you straight up. I do this every morning because I know if I don't, I'm just going to be a slug. And, you know, we don't have time for that. We got to crush our goals. And we got to be the most productive we can be. Because our future, guess who my future relies on? That guy. So if I'm not productive, guess what? My future is at risk. And I know I can be successful. And I know I can... Damn. Sorry, boys. I got some water on you. I know I can achieve everything I want to as long as I work for it and I keep God first. Another thing you should do, what I do, first things first, go outside. Go outside in the morning. And the reason for this is because everybody has a circadian rhythm, and if you don't know what that is, it's your body's natural clock, right? It's what kind of tells you, like, all right, we're waking up, that means it's morning, we're getting ready. And then we're getting tired, it means we're about to put the body into sleep. Well, obviously, you know, caffeine can inhibit that. It can, slow that clock down. But how to properly activate your body's circadian rhythm every day, like the correct way for the best function, is to actually go outside for about like 10 minutes. Mark Huberman, neuroscientist, one of the best in the world, has a huge study on this. So I've been doing this for a good minute. And think about it, like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, that's how people actually woke up. They woke up and they went right outside. Like, now, if you're one of those people like Batman and you wake up at like 4 a.m. and it's dark, the best thing to do would be get into a room with a lot of bright light. That's going to help wake you up too. But yeah, it feels really good out here. So I think we're going to jog shirtless today. All right, the jog is over. This is the worst part. The shower. Cold showers suck. I hate them. But to be fair, they don't like suck in that regard. They're very hard. I don't like cold weather. I don't like cold water. So when I take these though, after just 90 seconds, I feel amazing. So it's a 90-second freezing cold shower every day. Been doing those. Honestly, it's not that bad. All it is just getting into the shower. I know the more I sit here and I wait, I won't want to do it. So. Woo! Alright, we gotta style this. I got a new cut, so I'm still learning how to like style this correctly. You gotta like part it in the middle, so this, right? And then pretty much take the towel and then kind of dry it back like that. I'm not an expert on anything other than fitness. So, if I'm doing this wrong, let me know in the comments. Then, we put this, this will just show, yeah. in. Go like that. And then I hit it with that, and then I just part it once again in the middle. And take my fingers through. I want that part, but I just want it to stay like that. And then when it dries, we're going to put some styling powder. Alright, here's the setup. Look at this. Doug does have his own kitchen down here, so that's what I'm using. So this morning we're going to make 2 rice cakes, peanut butter, bananas, honey. So I'll show you how I make them. Alright, we need a plate. Bam. Alright, I'm going to pop up this. Actually, I'll pop up the macros in a second when it's done because I got to log it. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. I make all my clients do it. I do it. Literally, we have to complete our cold shower on the app. First things first. 2 salted caramel rice cakes. I love this flavor. I think it's actually my favorite. So 2 of those bad boys. If you do not have a scale, you need to get one because you need to be weighing out the food to see how much it actually weighs and just so you know how much you're putting on. Like the next step is peanut butter, and we have to use 33 grams of that. Where is my butter knife? No way, bro. What? One in the sink, but I know I had another one. Okay. Boom. Alright, we're at 18 grams. 34 grams. Take a little smidge off there. See, this is the problem. 31, how? This is not a punishment, by the way. 33, let's get it. This is not a punishment by any means. I gain the benefits from this. I absolutely gain all the benefits from this. You got to think. Like, if I were to just cheat and put like 50 grams and then track it as 33, guess who's going to wake up heavier tomorrow? Me. Not you. Not my coach. Not my friend. Me. I am. So, like, why would I do that? This is not a punishment. Like, yeah, it takes a little longer, but guess what? I get to go to sleep every night not feeling guilty, eating foods I love, and knowing that I'm going to be one step closer to the goal. Next up, we're going to take 1 banana. So you get an idea. Now, we weighed, most of these are the same size. Okay, so the last one was 133 that we weighed out. This one's 128. So I'm just going to keep the 133 in there. You know, the extra calories, it'd be like 10 extra calories, but guess what? You know, just to play it safer than sorry. Now, if that thing was like 100, then now we're going to have to actually like retrack, obviously, because that's just not doable. Now, here's where I need the butter knife. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to wash it real quick. It's going to take 3 seconds, whatever. And I need, more importantly, I have client check-in calls today. So, those guys come first. And the women in there, I love all of them. They're great. So, I can't wait to see how they're doing and just what's going on. I have to review their type questions. Their weekly check-in questions. I'll show you guys what that looks like when I'm at the gym. After you spread the peanut butter, then you're going to put the bananas on. Alright, now this is the best part. Adding the honey. So we need 33 grams of this. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. I look forward to this meal every day after my run. It is like my favorite thing to eat. On top of that, it's also a great pre-workout meal because it's loaded with carbs. A lot of simple carbs, so they'll be fast acting because we got to get this workout in like now.
Murder. Christian God is evil if he exists. I would be proud to go to hell and hang out with George Bernard Shaw.
All right, the sign up went good. We're in, we're official. We got the pass. But guess what? I go to record 1%. I'm like, no biggie. I got 2 extra batteries, right? I don't though, because they're at the house. So now I need to go back to the house and get the batteries. Bro, God is testing me the last 2 days, like my patience. However, it is only like a 6-minute drive, so it's not even that deep. I'm doing upper lower. So week 1, day 2, lower. It's the same thing I do to my clients. Is going to be Smith machine back squat. Now, there's not much here, but we can definitely utilize what we have. So Smith machine back squat, we're gonna be doing 3 sets of 5 to 6 reps. I don't have a Smith machine, but I do have a standard squat rack. I personally don't like doing regular squats. One, I have bad knees, and then my form is not the best. However, it is what it is, so let's get to it. We're gonna do a warm-up set of just the bar, by like 10 to 12 reps, really warm up into this movement. I do not have the right shoes either. I had to be short. God had to nerf me. If I was tall, I would be so OP. Yeah, so when you're doing the warm-up, you're not doing anything. You're just trying to feel and put blood in the muscles you're trying to target. That's all you're doing. You don't need to go heavy. You're just trying to warm up. Also, too, shoes matter. I might actually take my shoes off. The thing is, when you're squatting, hitting legs in general, you want to use like flat bottom shoes. Squat shoes are obviously the best, but you could go barefoot. Depending on how the grip is here, I'll probably just take my shoes off because I'm wearing Ultra Boost, so that is no good. All right, now next we're gonna do a feeler set. These are pretty self-explanatory. You're feeling out the weight that you're gonna actually use for your working set. I love these clamps over the metal squeeze clamps. They're just much easier, much more convenient. I'm gonna take my shoes off. So this bar should be resting on your traps, if you guys didn't know. And then when you squat, you don't wanna just lean back because you will fall. You almost wanna lean forward just a little bit, but you're dropping with your hips. You're just dropping into it. Now, I like to go a little wider. Some people like to go a little bit more narrow. I like to go a little bit wider, I feel it better. Now with your feeler sets, I only do anywhere from like 2, 4 reps max. The lighter, as I start, I'll do like 4, 3, and then the heavier, it'll be like 2 reps. And the reason for this, the feeler set is just to try to determine where you need to be on your working sets, because the working sets are gonna do all the work. That's what actually matters. That's what's gonna break the muscle down. So you don't wanna use a lot of your energy on the feeler sets, the warm-up sets, because then when it's time to actually exert all the energy you can into the stuff that matters, you won't have it. See, I don't need to waste a lot of energy here. This is like high-key scaring me because it's like falling out. Yeah, I might have to lower that because it keeps pulling. Okay. Huh. It's like, how do I lower this? I'll show you. I have to lower this again because this part right here, it's a big lift off. Remember, 5'7" most on a good day, so. All right, we're gonna have 225 on here. Now, for the feeler, I'll probably just do a single, just like 1 rep to really feel it out. Because I don't see myself going too much heavier than this. Also, usually always train around like 7 p.m. because you have more food. I have more food in my system. Food equals energy. That's literally what a calorie is. A calorie is a unit of energy. So the more meals you have, the more strength and energy you will have. Me, I've only had 1 meal. So make and do. I'm feeling good though. And then when you're going down, breathe in. And then when you go up, breathe out. Okay, we can go up. Now, this is where everything kind of gets real is because I would rather do my first set, even though it's 5 to 6, I'd rather go 5 to 6 and put everything I got and come up 1 rep short, right? It's better for progressive overload that way. Then if I were to just give myself a lot of lead room, put a 10 on here instead of a 25 and be like, all right, you know, and then I do like 7 or 8, right? I'd rather come up a rep shorter than go over 3 to 4 reps, right? I'm not cheating anyone but myself if I do that. I'm in here for a purpose. I'm trying to get bigger. I'm trying to get stronger. I'm trying to look better. So don't cheat yourself. See, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you should be a little nervous. Like, I'm a little nervous to hit this because I know it's going to push me. Like, I'm going to lock in with the headphones too. And that's how every set should really feel in the gym. Not something where I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. What's the point? You need to push yourself. Now see, now that I'm all warmed up, this is where we start the workout. Just hit start now, and now we can put our numbers in there. So set 1, 2, and 3 are reps. So this will be on standby. We're gonna crank this out 5 to 6 reps. AirPods are definitely going in. Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Yeah, we gotta practice free squat. I'm so used to Smith. Wow. Wow. We got 7 there though. I could have stopped at 6, but I tried to give it one more. Quality of the reps weren't the best, but we just gotta do better. All right. Now we're starting the rest timer. Guys, rest times are very important, so take them. You're doing yourself a disservice by not taking rest times. And the reason for that is because you have lactic acid buildup. So just because you keep going back in, hammering, does not mean you're actually putting more mechanical tension on the muscle. It could just be lactic acid buildup, which doesn't actually break down the muscle, which then means you could have broken down the muscle more efficiently if you actually rested more. All right, so I just had another coach watch my form. One thing about like coaching or anything you do in life, humble yourself. Remember, like, it's good, and the goal is to try to be like one of the best at it, but you could always learn something from anyone. So I always try to humble myself. So like I literally asked him, like, how's the form looking? Everything was pretty good, but he's absolutely right what he was saying. I always had like an imbalance. I always had like a hip imbalance. It could have been from a surgery I had, I don't know. But I do know one thing, that my lower back has always been very weak. It's a weaker point in my physique. Well, because of that, the bar usually sits like right here on my traps, but for me, because I noticed like once I dip down low enough, the activation of my quads and glutes kind of stop, and then I like lean a little bit more forward to kind of then extend up. Obviously that's not the best. Like I said, my form's not the best on this anyway, but if I just go more low bar, like the bar sits like on here and my shoulder blades are pinched back more, I won't actually have to lean forward as much. I can almost just go directly down. But it's definitely gonna be something where I can't just pick up today, but it is something that we could start implementing. So I'm going to lower this weight to 225 and really just try to focus hard on low bar squat. And instead of going like forward where it feels comfortable, but it could use work, I'm gonna try to do it like the best way I can and just go low bar straight down. Now remember, years of training the way I used to train and this imbalance are gonna play a huge part. Not gonna be something that we can fix in 3 to 7 workouts. It's gonna take months of like really trying to properly do this. All right, let's get it. We literally have a check-in call, which I'm gonna take here in 20 minutes with one of our clients, Thompson. So I'm just gonna have to pause because we have 3 right after that. So I'm gonna pause the workout, take the check-in calls, and then we'll just resume. I think I need to widen up my hand grip. On top of that, because it rested lower on my traps, I've noticed like that shit hurt because it was lower on my traps. So I just gotta play around with it. All right, now we're gonna be doing leg press. So we have 2 sets of 5 to 6 on this. So I'm just gonna go do 1 feeler and then I'm gonna hop straight into them. So we got 5 plates on each side. Let's see how we do. See how we do. Wow. Now you see how I controlled very slow on the way down and then up? That's called quality. You know, clearly the quality on my squats is alright, but ain't anything special. So because I know that, on things that I'm better at, movements that are easier, I'm gonna make sure the quality is 100% there. You should do that with every lift, but controlling the negative, that is actually what's gonna break down most of your muscle tissue. Okay, so 553 is our working weight. I kinda wanna put a 25 on just because. That was a set right there. That was a set. If you're in the gym, man, and you're looking around and you're trying to compete with everyone else, save yourself, man. It's not like, there's a reason why it's you versus you. It's never you versus him, bro. You know, you can't win a game that no one else is playing. By you sitting there comparing yourself like, oh, I'm bigger than him, I'm stronger than him. Bro, who gives a fuck? Who cares? This is your journey, not his. Like, why are you so focused on watering somebody else's flowers? Worry about your own garden. You know, I don't compete with anyone. I don't care who's doing more than me. I don't care if you're watching this and doing more than me. I don't care, brother. You know, I care about getting 1% better every day. Being in here is not a punishment. It's not. It's a blessing that we have arms, legs, and that we're able to even perform in the gym. You know, a lot of people take their training, nutrition as a punishment. This is not a punishment. When I go jogging, when I'm doing this, I love it in here. You know, there's people in wheelchairs that cannot do what you do. This is not a punishment. So don't look at it as a punishment. If you look at it as a punishment, you'll never be consistent. Okay, guys, it is 11:30, which means I have a check-in call with one of my clients. Now, usually how this goes is I have my laptop, which I do have, but we gotta just take a regular phone call. I give them questions. I give them weekly questions. This is what they look like. It's very easy. They fill it out, so then I'm aware, so then I know what to go over on these calls. Let's go, brother. I said you're on YouTube. Say what's up to everybody.
Hello, YouTube.
How was your day, man?
My day is going well.
Okay, you said your consistency with the workouts have been on point this week. What made you pick that answer?
Because I think every single one of the things that you put for me, I knocked out. Every single cardio session was not missed.
Hey, nice, nice, yes, sir. How has your consistency with meals been this week? You put 1 point, and then you said been hitting my protein consistently and my calories. How has your recovery been?
I think I feel great, which means today I'm gonna have to get a lift in to
Nice.
see that my arms are actually feeling.
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you complete your challenges this week? Yes, nice.
Mhm.
How was that?
Jumping jacks were not bad, but then I thought, I was thinking that, oh yeah, jumping jacks is gonna be light, and that, well, see, I was able to do 100 straight.
Okay.
However, it was not as light as I was thinking.
Dude, how has your mental health been this week? You said great.
Yeah, my mental health has been pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot complain. I've been feeling good. So I'm starting to notice changes, or like all the changes that everybody's been pointing out in my body. Like I'm starting to notice that, and it's I'm kind of starting to like realize that, yeah, maybe my efforts are paying off now. So it's kind of just been like, damn, that's crazy.
Yes, sir. I love that, bro. I love that. If you could see the camera right now. Let's see what you ate yesterday, sir. 64 grams over your protein. Good job. Make sure you're definitely getting your carbs in. Carbs spare protein. Remember, proteins build the muscle, but if you don't have enough carbs, your body will use the proteins for energy, which that means they can't be used for muscle. That's why carbs are so good, because they spare your protein from being used for energy. You know, like you've literally, bro, in 4 weeks, you went from 254.6 to 247. All right, now we have a check-in call with our client, Jason. And then after that, we have a check-in call with our client, Jules. Then we have a check-in call with our client, Josie, at 3:30. Then our boy, Karen, who we help with content, at 4:30. And then we have to get a couple other clients in there, like Allie, Eric, Lori, Devin, a lot of other ones. You were on YouTube. Want to say hi?
On YouTube.
Yeah.
All of my jeans
Uh-huh.
are baggy as hell right now.
They're baggy?
All of them.
Yeah, you got to get a belt.
My belts, I have to make holes in.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that's how you know you're losing weight, when you have to make holes in your belts that you originally have.
Yeah.
How does that feel, though? Dude, you started at 275, and now you're 234. You're on YouTube. Do you want to say hi?
I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, do you want to say hi?
What is?
How's your leg?
I've been really trying to stretch it out a bunch. I'll show you. Like, I feel like the bruising definitely isn't as crazy as it was.
Yeah, okay, then we're in no rush to, start leg training or lower body or even cardio. We need to take some time.
Yeah. So
Damn.
I've been still doing everything.
All right, cool, we are back. We were supposed to do 2 sets of lying machine hamstring curls, not leg press. So I read that wrong. I'm gonna re-warm up my legs just a little bit here. First thing I'm doing when I get home is eating a meal. I'm so hungry. Okay. All right, yeah, we're gonna go up just a little bit. We'll go up to, let's go up to 160. Also too, when you're doing the hamstring curls, make sure everything's adjusted to like your preference, your height, and this is gonna be a machine where you're not gonna be impressing people with the number you're hitting. It's really just to engage the hamstrings, to put yourself in a position to where the only thing that you're activating is your hamstrings. Let's see, yeah, I think this is better leverage. All right, I really don't wanna do this. You could do this to get more leverage. Yeah, I was heavy as shit. Because I got 5 reps, what has to happen now is I have to lower the weight load so I can get 6 to 8 reps. So, but that doesn't mean I cheat myself and I take it easy on myself. So for adductions, I like to sit in it, then adjust. Just a little warm up. These always make my legs shake. Then when you're done, just pull it up and then you can close. Then you can get out of it. Just to give you some reference of what my calendar looks like today, I just want you to see this. Like, look at that. Not messing around this year. Taking my life very serious. I take my business very serious. I take what I do very seriously. So, you know, just really trying to lock in. I'm not gonna lie though, like, that's a lot of stuff, guys. It's a lot. Bro. All right, we got quad extensions. It's like one of the best leg machines in my opinion, especially if you want to grow your quads. We are gonna drop this. Actually, no, that's perfect. Okay, yep, that's all I need. Holy shit. Wow. I thought the machine almost broke at first. We got 7, boys, so we gotta raise this little increment here to 10 like we have to. Last set, and then we're done. So we're at 260 now. Oh, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. All right, boys, that wraps up the workout. We're gonna head home now. All right, we're back at home. We changed our fit. We're more comfortable. Let me show you a little something. This right here, though, is the best energy drink ever. I swear by these Gorilla Modes, or I'm sorry, Gorilla Minds, because they have 200 grams of caffeine, milligrams of caffeine, which is standard for energy drinks, but they also have alpha GPC and tyrosine in it, so it gets you super locked in, which is good for your brain, like memory, cognition, all that stuff. That is amazing. Say hi to YouTube.
YouTube. I have been going more consistent to the gym because I did go only 2 days last week, so I'm trying to go 3 days this week, like you said.
Yeah. So, okay, so walking's easier for you.
Yeah, because I could either do it on the treadmill or go outside and walk.
I would prefer that it's on a treadmill, and the reason being is because I want you at like 3.2 speed and a 7 incline. What have you been walking on the treadmill currently? How good does it actually feel, though, to show it for yourself and like break new PRs and, you know?
It's good because then it just makes me realize that I actually stronger than I actually think I am.
Hell yeah, I love that. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what life's about. All right, so real quick, I'm going to be doing a 30-minute detox of electronics. So you guys won't really be seeing this because I count the camera as electronics, but I'm going to be reading this book by Pastor Sammy. It's my pastor. It's called Plain and Simple. It talks about like the community of the church and just wanting to follow God and why you should be around other Christians. It's a really good book. It's plain and simple. So we didn't read much of that book. I'm going to be honest, I'm in a weird headspace. So I read a little bit of the book, and then I just kind of laid on the couch, did some laundry, like just chilling, honestly. Now we're going to go make our second wrap of the day. This is going to be our last meal. We have about 700 calories left, and the wrap is really only like 556, so we still have like 130 calories. So I'm thinking a banana. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just so hungry. Not gonna lie, guys. Today was a hard day. Kicked my ass. So, first you're gonna need 2 carb balance wraps. Now, I like these because they have a lot of fiber. Not bad for calories. Plus, you get 2 of them. Like, when I say fiber, guys, I mean a lot of fiber. Like, literally 60 calories per wrap. 5 grams of protein, 20 carbs, 3.5 grams of fat, 18 grams of fiber per one. That's insane. Okay, so we're gonna need 220 grams of lean ground turkey. I love ground turkey a lot. This is why you guys need to get a scale. Because the scale can literally it can go from like 180 to 220 so quickly, and you never even realize that. Next on the list, fat-free cheese. If you're not utilizing fat-free cheese, you're making a huge mistake. Half the calories is regular cheese, but you get 9 grams of protein per serving. Insane. All right, that's 28. Cool. Now, fun fact, when I was younger, I actually would live off pepperoncinis and like jalapeno peppers. Mainly pepperoncinis though, because like we were very poor and we didn't have much. So I remember I would always eat pepperoncinis and lemons to kind of, you know, feed myself. All right, boys, we got 4 minutes left of this SD card. So we're gonna add the onions. Again, 30 grams of onions, red onions. All right, boys, we only have 3 minutes left on this SD card, so that is gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. It will really help me out a lot. Also, share this with a friend who's trying to get into the gym. But yeah, until next time, guys, I love you. Stay blessed.